Dear Bungie, I want to be a gunsmith. The first item on my list of wants in Destiny raises many additional questions and topics, but the core of the concept is that I want the ability to cannibalize weapons I win, find, or purchase in order to modify my favored equipment. This game mechanic has been rolling around in my head for a long time, but did not seem like a no-brainer must-have feature until Gearbox introduced its procedurally generated weapon system in Borderlands. Being able to swap out pieces that carry more visual appeal would have been awesome, but once you take into account all the other aspects involved in just that mechanic, it is easy to see why it is not currently an industry standard. Check out these two pistols in Figure 7. Nearly identical with the exception of this additional length of barrel and this grip attachment. For this example, let's say that I have been using this pistol here for some time and I am fond of its attributes. Through the course of my game, I happen across this second pistol whose stats are lower than the one I have been using, but I really like the additional components. If this were Borderlands, my choices would be to use the plain but functionally superior weapon, or to use an inferior weapon because it looks cooler. I do not like these choices. These choices turn almost all of the loot found in Borderlands into trash. But imagine if I could dismantle this item and then attach these pieces to this one. It would instantly bring value to any item in the game, which would then add additional value to the item you are using. At first I was only considering the swapping of parts as a cosmetic transformation, but because different scopes actually change the use of a weapon, why wouldn't some of the other parts, if not most? Looking back at these pistols, it would be easy to conclude that adding this barrel would change the way this weapon functions, because why wouldn't it? The length the bullet has to travel before exiting the gun has increased, so perhaps the addition of this barrel gives the weapon a +3 to damage and a -2 to accuracy or some other such metrics. This other piece leaves a bit more room for the idea that not all components have to be stat modifying, but it would be just as easy for me to believe that it is some kind of weight used to balance out the loss in accuracy due to the additional barrel. This could be represented by a bonus to accuracy that counters some portion of the accuracy lost. That's when I started thinking that this concept could apply to the entire weapon. What if every piece could be swapped out for something better down the road? What if this also applied to armor, to spaceships? But I'm getting ahead of myself. The only thing we know for certain about weapon upgrades is this skill tree. In order for this mechanic to sit well with this skill tree, there would have to be some kind of frame underneath all of the modifiable components. I hope that this scavenging and swapping mechanic will be present in Destiny, and I believe it will be due to the overwhelming amount of clues dropped on us over the past few weeks. That brings us to the end of Part 1. Please click like if you liked this, and be sure to subscribe if you are interested in checking out Part 2 of this video when it goes up next week. Thank you, and I'll see you next time on Dear Bungie.